welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Hockey League.
The goal-scoring king, Alex Ovechkin. 44 goals, plenty of time for 50, maybe 60. Can shoot it over 100 miles an hour. Dan Girardi, hit and shot block leader for the New York Rangers. A man of great courage, especially tonight. They are the Snipers. Here's Ovechkin, a shot, he scores! Goal scorers who battle on the score sheet.
Here's Nash, walks in deep and scores!
And in the tight Metropolitan Division playoff race.
Oh, what a finish for the Capitals here tonight. Rangers win! Rangers win!
Now, two teams who have competed at the highest level.
What a move, Ovechkin's in! His chance,
Carlson, a shot, getting a piece of it, Lundqvist! Battle tonight for a crucial 2 points. It's the New York Rangers and the Washington Capitals on Wednesday Night Rivalry next. Corner of 6th and F Streets in Washington. Verizon Center, where it's Wednesday Night Rivalry presented by Coors Light. The New York Rangers and the Washington Capitals. Hi, everyone, along with Eddie Olczyk. Joe Micheletti is in for the vacationing Pierre Maguire. I'm Mike Emrick, and these New York Rangers have only one regulation loss in the last 14, and for the first time this year, they have a chance to have undisputed possession of the division lead. But will they get that? If we look at the Rangers team, who do you think's flying off the radar right now?
Well, let's say Derek Brassard, Doc, the guy that centers the top line for Alain Vigneault and the New York Rangers. He's got Rick Nash on one side, Matt Zuccarello on the other. How about this, Doc? Nobody in the National Hockey League has more assists since February 2nd than Derek Brassard. Certainly when you're playing with a guy like Rick Nash, that helps. But I think Derek Brassard has found himself a home with the New York Rangers. He can do a little bit of everything. And how about this overtime game-winning goal against the Blackhawks on Sunday? Great pass there from Matt Zuccarello.
This is a rested Washington team. They have not played since Saturday. Besides watching for number 8, Alex Ovechkin, and number 19, Nicholas Backstrom, what's another number?
How about number 20? And that's worn by Troy Brouwer. And he's on pace right now, Doc, to have his best year point-wise in his entire NHL career. He has tremendous size. He's an important part of the Washington Capitals' outstanding power play. He can retrieve the puck. He's an important leader inside that locker room for Barry Trotz and the Capitals. He can take face-offs. He can really do it all. Let's not forget, he has the experience. He also won a Stanley Cup with the Chicago Blackhawks back in 2010.
Together in the same cluster of teams since the old Patrick Division 35 years ago. They haven't met in nearly 3 months. Alex Ovechkin remembers that. His Caps lost in New York 4-2, so he'll look ahead to this one with Joe Micheletti in just a moment. The Honda starting goaltenders. The third star of the entire league last week, Cam Talbot, 17th start. Since Henrik Lundqvist suffered the neck injury, he's won 11 and gotten points for his team in 14. Braden Holtby, 11th straight start, leads the league in minutes, games played, and the other 4 prominent categories for goalies, career-high 32 wins. Rick Nash starts. 5 goals in his last 2 games against the Caps, 39 goals overall, second in the league. Alex Ovechkin waiting. 5 goals in his last 3 games, 44 on the year, first in the league. No Brooks Orpik, no Mike Green for Washington's defense, and we are underway. It is the third line for the Caps, starting against the prominent line that has Nash on it for the Rangers. Pitched by Alzner, fed ahead off Brassard, gathered in, and a little back pass intended for fair from Chimera did not work. Jabbed on out by Zuccarello, gloved on down, and flicked away neatly to the corner by Niskanen off the stick of Nash, who continues. Gotten by Brassard. Had 3 assists. Nash had 3 goals in the only other meeting this year in New York, December 23rd, won by the Rangers 4-2. And we get a hand pass that stops the clock. So this is the potential. Rangers win. They move past the Islanders and have sole possession of the Metropolitan Division lead for the first time this year. They've shared it before. Washington can pull to within 2 of Pittsburgh. The last secure position is number 3 in the Metropolitan Division. The Penguins have that. After tonight, the Penguins will have 2 more games remaining than the Capitals.
Rangers 4 games in hand on the New York Islanders.
Huge numbers played ahead by Schultz and back down.
Yeah, depending on how you look at it, the Rangers got a lot of games to play the last month of the regular season.
Centering pass ricochets across, can be played further by Kreider, upended there. Schmidt and Carlson matched up together tonight because of those absences. A down-and-out pass flops down past Carlson, but goes for an icing.
Good read there. Good read there from Carlson, recognizing what the Rangers wanted to try to do there.
Couple of days off for the Capitals because of that long gap from their last game on Saturday to this one tonight. Alain Vigneault, no time. They got in at 3 o'clock this morning after the 2-1 win at Long Island last night. Off the short glass and out. And back down. Shepard going back for this, but instead it is taken along by Tim Gleason.
And a quick change on defense. Pardon me, Doc. McDonough and Girardi have already been on the ice 3 times.
So cat and mouse as this was jabbed in on Talbot, and he will wait. 3 quick changes you mentioned, Joe.
Well, they started the game, of course, because the visiting team has to put their lineup out first. So, of course, Girardi and McDonough, that'll be the key matchup against Ovechkin. So they started. When Ovechkin didn't start, they came off. They went right back on the first whistle. Another whistle, right back on.
Schilling is matched up with Gleason. Schilling has spent a good chunk of the year with the Hershey Bears in the American Hockey League.
That's one way to defend him, right, Edzo?
Yeah, just make sure he's got a skate issue and buy some time on the bench, Ovechkin.
Going back in is Schilling, locked up there, and it kicked away from play to be made by Stahl, but it's taken right away then by Brooks Light. Still they jam up along the boards. Light trying to play it further. Jostled there. Ooh, what a hit by Wilson on Fost. To a side, and Tom Wilson with that imposing size made it work there. Still they scrap for it.
Boyle's lost his stick here.
Wilson after this. Stahl closed him off. Wilson with the battle and kick further. The battle of just feet. And back ahead now it's Fost headmanning it on for the carry back on by Dominic Moore, in the shot that's blocked away by Holtby. Punched right back out by Wilson. And to the safety of center, it's the Rangers recoiling, and Hagelin able to whip it back in on his backhand. So it is Carlson. As Schilling nearby decides to go the other way, it hopped off of Neal. Off of Ward, rather, and popped into the bench area where Joe is, and he's handing it out.
Talked about the big hit there, Doc. Tom Wilson on Foss right in behind the net, and in that massive battle in behind the left part of the goal of Cam Talbot. Better have your head up when Tom Wilson is on the ice. He's not afraid to try to run you in the 3rd or 4th row.
Schmidt saw that one walk back in by McDonough, and McDonough's pass was off Carlson, brushed right out in front, recovered by Schmidt, handed up to Chimera, and Chimera tried to head for Ward, no luck. Knife back in. Brassard hands it back.
Eddie, you talk about Tom Wilson. Barry Trotz said he thinks that someday he will be a top 6 or 7 forward on this team. That's how talented they think he is, aside from how tough he is.
6'4", 210, 11 fighting majors. If it matters to any of you, Bear flopped it on a cross and back in. So now it's Kreider, the leading penalty getter for the Rangers. Back in off San Luis. Pumped into trouble by Stahl. Recovered by Stepan. Banked back along. San Luis pivots back further. Finessed it back out as far as center, and Stepan lobbed it back in. To the bounce, it goes to the Olsner corner. Flicked along now Niskanen, but cut off and sent between the point men back down. Okay, so 4 minutes. What do you think so far? A little careful?
Especially in the middle of the ice, right in front of Joe, right in between the 2 blue lines. Not a lot of room there to this point.
That was an Ovechkin hit. Meanwhile, this guided back for Klein, who moves it along, but it is an offside call. 4:14 played in the first period. A single shot, and that off a Rangers stick.
Well, the Rangers had something going through the middle of the ice, and Derek Stepan's trying to move this puck rink wide, but Matt Niskanen, great gap control. Not a lot of room between the Ranger forward and the Capital defenseman right there. And talk about that room being very limited in the middle of the ice. When that's the case, you got to try to odd man whatever side that puck is on. So try to 2-on-1 people through the middle of the ice. You can't try to beat them 1-on-1. You got to try to either isolate them and beat them or shoot the puck in and retrieve it.
Pumped wide of the cage. Moss tried to get there, could not. Schilling able to outlet. Banked on away and center. Brought back in now. And turning with it is Brouwer. Finland across. Oh, and driving to the net was Gleason. And he was defended pretty well. Glencross circles to the outside. Drops it on for Beagle, and that one knifed away from him. Right back to get it is Brouwer. Puts one around behind that is scaled back up, though. Glencross got into the back, and here's Gleason. Firing one. Combination in front. And reaching out and able to hang on to that one was Talbot.
Now here's the Capitals coming in, trying to attack the net, and that's one thing. They're playing a little bit bigger this year. Under Barry Trotz, they're a little bit more aggressive of trying to get to the front of the net. And as he was telling us before the game, secondary scoring, I know, Edzo, you talked about that. Secondary scoring is an issue, or at least somewhat of a concern for Barry Trotz. And he said we're going to have to get to the net and get more players going to there to look for those types of goals.
Niskanen shot, and that one tipped away to the corner, and then it's able to be played ahead by J.T. Miller, but just that quickly spiked off of Like, and around to play McDonough, searched out by Wilson, felt the glass. Hagelin pushed it back in, and it's Alsner going for this one. One team has the physical ability to play a tough game. As Eddie was talking about at the beginning, there's one that's tipped just wide. Reaching for that was Holtby on the try that was tipped by Miller. Miller battling further, able to nudge it to the back, and it's held by Girardi. For Hagelin, denied by Niskanen. Back to Hagelin, wants to walk to the front, forced to the outside. Girardi with one, oh, and it was spiked just wide of the cage on a try that came there from Hayes. Then Girardi, then dumped ahead. Peeling off with that is Miller, but it's picked up and started around by Kuznetsov. Does 3 shots on goal in nearly 6 minutes of play. 2 of the top 6 defensive teams in the NHL. Rangers 3rd, Capitals 6th. Carlson connects to Niskanen. Threw one along that is hoisted along by Ward, and chasing it down is Stepan. Long toss to St. Louis. Better than a point-per-game average against Washington. A shot is snagged and held by Braden Holtby in goal. 6:19 played first period. A scoreless first here in Washington. Let's go inside the glass, presented by Toyota. Here's Joe.
Okay, Doc, thanks very much. You know, you're talking about Niskanen and making plays in the neutral zone. I talked to him this morning about trying to slow down this Rangers team, and he says it has to do with the neutral zone, making plays with your stick, not allowing the Rangers to get going. And look at the plays he's making. He's off to a wonderful start in this game, just breaking up plays and slowing the Rangers down so they can't get into the zone with speed.
Full strength action, offensive zone face-off for Brassard. In against Fair. Won by Fair, pushed around behind, rattled back up, Chimera tipped, Klein blocked it. 2 joust for it, and more work before it eventually got back out off of Ward. Pass is slow. Zuccarello retrieves, mauled a little bit by Chimera there. It's not editorial, just noticing. On back now to Klein. Mauling sometimes can be legal, I'm told. This one is directed back around behind, and Holtby is there. Then Niskanen right back up promptly, but it ricocheted off Ward. Kept alive and angled back over, and Boyle has it. Hurried one that was blocked away. Taken by Brassard, and a kneeling save made by Holtby, and Nash could not pull the trigger off the rebound. Ward dropped it back off Nash, who comes to the bench for a change. Working his way along is Niskanen. Back backhanded one that is held very carefully by Talbot.
A good opportunity there for Derek Brassard after the pinch in by Dan Boyle. Just a quick developing play right off the boards, no hesitation at all. This is a big rebound. And that puck kind of hit right above the right knee and then just came right back out and just past Rick Nash, not able to hit that puck on his forehand. Derek Brassard scored that overtime game-winning goal the other night in Chicago, 4-on-4. He started to play defensively in his own zone, worked his way up the ice, a breakdown in coverage for the Blackhawks, and Matt Zuccarello was just a terrific pass.
This is Schilling, Brouwer, and that one blocked right down and almost possessed by McDonough, but Brouwer got it back again. Brouwer turning, roughed up by McDonough. Meanwhile, it's hacked on back down. There'll be no icing on this. Hustling on back now. They've signaled icing, and so it will be called, and all the way back near Talbot it will come. 7:31 gone in the first, and we have no score in the game. Game number 1,000 of the NHL season. This one is. Down to the home stretch here. The season ends 1 month from today. No luck on the cross sticks. Kuznetsov will try again with Dominic Moore. And on the tie-up, stepping in as Wilson tried to soccer it along because his stick was held. Trickled back out again by Girardi.
One of those 50-50 face-offs that's laying there, and Rangers are able to win it because of the quick footed there. Girardi be able to get the puck and clear.
Angled back up the boards and shunted on by Fost. First time he had to go get it again, and he was mashed by Wilson. Brushed across by Gleason, like able to flick it back in and goes in after it. Stahl able to pivot away from him. Back up come the Rangers. Thrown back out for Fost and then overskated for a moment and then fired along by Schmidt. Shut down by Hagelin, who marches in and shoots one that ricocheted off Karlsson. Then Boyle a shot and Karlsson got that one. Another shot. They scramble and score. It's Hagelin. And it's 1-0 Rangers. 8:20 into the first.
Well, the transition through the middle of the ice. Dan Boyle starts to play. Quick shot. Great pass over. The shot is blocked by Karlsson, and then Hagelin picks up the garbage on a second chance opportunity.
This has been a line for the Rangers. The two young kids in the middle and left wing, and then Hagelin on the left side. And then with the addition of Miller has really give this Ranger team more offensive production and more depth up front.
What a heck of a play there by JT Miller to move that puck all the way over. Thought Boyle had a wide open net and Karlsson saved the goal. But Hagelin was there. He stopped right in front of the net. No flyby there. Just stood right to the left part of Braden Holtby and found that puck and was able to beat Karlsson to it and put it into the wide open net. Outstanding play all the way around. Talked about how tight it was in the middle of the ice, and the Rangers so quick. Get to the front of the net, create a chance, stop in front, and give yourself a 1-0 lead.
Is it inaccurate and maybe too simple to say that Washington wants a slower game and the Rangers want a fast one?
Well, I think that's fair. But in order to slow up the Rangers, you do have to play a physical game, but you have to play in the offensive zone to keep them 200 feet away from your goaltender.
Hayes was driving down for that one that is held by Holtby. Get the only hockey app with free game highlights and audio plus live out-of-market games. Download the official app from the NHL. So Brassard will wade in on this faceoff. Miller and Boyle get the assists on the Hagelin goal, his 15th of the year at 8:20. A centering pass, and that shanked back off of Brassard. And then right back in, it's sent for Holtby to set up behind for Niskanen. University of Minnesota Duluth product. Matt Niskanen, quarterback of his high school team in Minnesota. Sees this one reached by Klein, feathered on through, but after it and brushing it along as Ward recovered pretty well. Tried for Chimera and got him. He pivots along to the outside with Fair drifting near the front. He's given a shove, and that costs the puck up. And rushing back up with it now is Nash. Brassard dropped it in, hoping for Nash, but instead it's Niskanen galloping behind. Pursued by Nash, got it on now to Ward. Ward dropped it off. Moving ahead is Fair. Fair drifting to the outside and jamming it on further. Ward to get it there, could not center. It kicked to Zuccarello, spun back. Carlson a shot, and it went wide and hit the kick plate. Halfway point of the first period almost reached. Schmidt with a shot. All rattled on around. The penalty is coming up. Stahl touches. And the Capitals power play, which has been tremendous, gets a chance to go on it.
Well, Matt Zuccarello and Eric Fair had a battle going on along the right wing boards there, and there you see the penalty in front of the net as Ward and Boyle were tangled up right in front of the net.
And Eddie, that's something that's been going on since early in the game. Fair and Zuccarello came together in one of the early shifts right in front of me and got their sticks up, slashed each other, and it continued on that particular shift there. And now this vaunted power play of the Washington Capitals has their first chance.
Sponsored appropriately by Constellation Energy. 5 for the last 8 over 4 games for this power play.
Easily been a penalty on Ward, too, for grabbing on to Boyle as he was trying to get to the front of the net.
Carlson a blast, and Talbot got that.
Good face-off win there for Troy Brouwer. Talked about him in the open. Barry Trotz really likes him on this side of the ice, taking some face-offs. Easy save there for Talbot. Nobody in front of the net. Good job by Girardi to box out and keep Marcus Johansson away from the front of the net.
Eddie, and so much goes through number 19, Backstrom, on the right-hand boards. The Rangers are going to try and pressure him so he doesn't have time to look for Brouwer in the middle or Ovechkin on the other side.
Hagelin steps by, worked on by Backstrom. Squibbed free for McDonough, got it behind to Girardi, and Girardi clears.
Good help there, too, from Talbot to slow that puck up and allow Girardi to clear it down.
It comes to Ovechkin, and he marches in. Fed it on a cross, and it's nubbed loose off McDonough. Oh, jam play did not work for Johansson. A fortunate bounce there, and he almost jammed it home, and then into the glove of Talbot from Carlson. Wow.
Well, right through the middle of the ice. Ovechkin to Brouwer, left part of your screen. Here comes Johansson. McDonough not able to get a handle on it because the puck was bouncing all around and would really never settle down until it came over. But how about the play there from Dominic Moore? He got a piece of that and really threw Johansson off just enough so he wasn't able to put it into the back of the net.
Johansson with it there, off of Nash to the back. Carlson able to lob it right back across. Dealt back into Backstrom. For Ovechkin did not work. Ovechkin recovered and got it back around through Johansson, and stepping to it is Nash. Owner of 4 shorthanded goals. Got it across to Stepan. Save made by Holtby. Backstrom touched it on. Charging back up Brouwer. Leads it back across to Carlson. Carlson just delays. Try for Ovechkin. And that one blocked away by Stahl. Pumped on back. Johansson must play at center, but cannot control. Stepan flicked it on. Drive by Tanner Glass was blocked off by Holtby, and Glass delays some more. McDonough couldn't get a good shot away. Girardi could. Save made by Holtby. Kuznetsov settling it down and gliding out with it. Half a minute to go, power play, and wide of the cage. Glenncross is mashed there, trying to play Girardi. It's touched back over by Ward. Ovechkin, a shot, score!
Well, winning a battle below the goal line. Strength in numbers. 3 against 2 below the goal line. And then Alexander Ovechkin. His puck changes direction. Ovechkin lets it go. Yeah, right off the stick of Fost and beats Cam Talbot. Talbot thought it was going to the glove side. Ended up going to the stick side.
And this is how good Fost has been as a penalty killer for the New York Rangers this season. That's the first time he's been on the ice for a goal against while they've been shorthanded. He's been one of their key penalty killers all season.
45th for Ovechkin, 21st on the power play. Rangers try to strike quickly here, and it's fought off in a tangle there by Holtby, and then popped up in the air. Ladled on by Bear. Moving back along with this, though, and punching it further was Yandel. Read there and hoisted back out again for Chimera, but Zuccarello brushes it aside to Boyle. Nash to the bench for a change. Niskanen glides behind. San Luis unit comes out with Stepan and Kreider. Niskanen brought it ahead and fired one that had to be blocked away by Talbot. Settled down by San Luis looking for some space. Pursued there by Glenncross. Able to march back in, but it's tipped loose by the Caps, and moving back up with it is Wilson, and Wilson sends it back around. Talbot to get it.
Good stick by Beagle defensively there to force the turnover.
This is Stahl. Beagle takes it away. Dropped it back along for Brouwer, but Stahl got there. Cleared it back. Carlson hustled. It came back over. Beagle got it. Gave it back for Gleason. And the shot was wide. Caps bringing it right now. 7 minutes to go. First period of a tie game. It is Klein. Shoved across to Kreider. Scooped up and held by Holtby. And the whistle. Ovechkin leads the league in both goals and power play goals. He enlarges it. You're watching Wednesday Night Rivalry presented by Coors Light.
Talked a lot about playing this fast Rangers team and trying to slow them down, playing physically. Are you happy with what you're seeing so far?
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, they're such a good transition team. You saw in the first goal, we didn't get it, manage the lines, didn't get it deep. So I think we're handling it. We've had some time off, so I think as the game goes on, we'll get a little more comfortable.
Thanks for your time.
Ovechkin looks on. 206 hits going into the game tonight. At least 2 more of those that we've noticed. This one dealt back in around behind. Got a lot of leaderships. A lot of trophies. A lot of all-star selections, including one year he was first team on one wing and second team on the other. That's sort of excessive, but he got it. Rattled on around, and this one shrugged down for a play right back. Glenncross tried for Beagle. And then a try by Brouwer is blocked off. Yandel able to steer it ahead, and they get it to the safety of center, and the Caps getting a chance to thump the Rangers a little bit here physically. So now Schmidt with a pass that's laid back in by Beagle. We get a stoppage of play, a slashing call.
Brouwer ended up taking this on Keith Yandel right at the Ranger blue line when the play was back in the Washington zone. And so the Rangers get their first power play. Yandel limping slightly, but it looks like he'll stay on for this power play. Right at the blue line, there's the slash to the back of the leg. Yandel goes down, Brouwer goes off.
Rangers 0 for 4 on their power play last night in the win over the Islanders. 14th best overall in the middle of the pack, the Washington penalty killers. They've killed off 12 of the last 13, though. As this is sent around to San Luis. San Luis a shot, and that booted right back and then swept back down the ice.
Not a good penalty by Brouwer, considering that the Capitals have the momentum since tying up the game, and now you give the Rangers an opportunity to take the lead with the man advantage.
Stepan gains the zone and more. Watched by Olsner, pitched along off the stick of Niskanen, and Ward is able to clear it back down.
Now, and that's one of the new aspects of this Barry Trotz team. This penalty-killing group for Washington, much more aggressive this season than they were a season ago.
Boyle led it ahead, and it's marched right back in. Broussard. Boyle dropped it back off. Zuccarello just holding. Got it across to Yandel. Yandel back. Given to him again. One-time shot by Boyle is turned aside. And drugged back down by Carlson. Did not go on goal. Still the Rangers looking for their first shot on this power play. Off of Nash it goes. Into some traffic. Zuccarello down. Handed it over while falling, and it's cleared back down by Ward. So Talbot again smoked out there by Like and is able to 360 it over to Girardi and then back to McDonough. Lugs it right on and gains the zone. Lost the puck though, and it's cleared. Next time, Joe, do you think drive it in from center?
Well, that's what you have to do if the play is not available. And this looks like it'll be an icing. And now they just wave it off.
That went off a Holtby. That went off a Holtby.
It is Washington, and there often is a difference of opinion. There seems to be here.
Sure looked like it went off a Holtby from my vantage point. It was the side of the net, my mistake. Yeah, that's where officials were going and going to make that call, and then the trailing linesman came in and was the one that blew the whistle.
Now, just a further note on the aggressiveness. Last season, this Washington team used 13 different defensemen. They were banged up most of the season, so they played a lot of their style was passive to try and take the pressure off some of those defense. They've been mostly healthy this year, and so their overall system has become more aggressive.
This is Beagle bringing it on, dropped it off to Chimera. What a save by Talbot, and a collision and a disagreement. Even more. And you have the guys out there for Washington right now who can handle this. Troy Brouwer out of the box, into the play. 1-1 here in the first. Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. They pertain to number 8. Now this is in 10 years. All the guys in the league and the number of power play goals they have. There's a big gap between number 1 and number 2. Those are very credible players, mind you. It's just that Ovechkin has a ton more. Foss throws this one. Loving for it was Gleason. Flipping it along, Schilling wound up going off a Ranger, so the deflection means no penalty.
Well, what makes that so impressive is that when teams scout and defend or try to defend against the Capitals when they're have the man advantage, is that a lot of teams will try to shade over to that side and take away Alexander Ovechkin, but it's his release, it's his ability to be able to find that open space, and to be able to play with guys like Mike Green, who's out of the lineup here tonight, as you mentioned earlier, Doc, a guy like Nicholas Backstrom. That's what's so impressive about those numbers.
That almost looks like a typo, doesn't it? It does. Look at those.
Thrown back ahead. Hagelin turns and swats it on the backhand right to Holtby, stashed it quickly over. Gleason scaled it off the short glass, but not out. It is Hayes feeding it on a cross. Score! J.T. Miller has broken the tie.
Well, the Rangers were able to get this puck in deep. And the puck takes a funny bounce. The Capitals have it, and it goes off a stanchion and comes right to Kevin Hayes. Everybody thinks he's going to shoot it, and what a shot short side by J.T. Miller.
Hayes, for a young kid, a rookie in the league, has so much patience with the puck. He just waits and waits, and he's got a wonderful ability to find the open man. As we talked about earlier, it's this young line that's making things happen for the Rangers, and they score again.
6'5", 220-plus pounds for Kevin Hayes, and just tremendous poise with the puck, as Joe was talking about. That puck took a very fortunate bounce for the Rangers. Came right to Hayes, and what a shot, though, by Miller. I mean, just a beautiful shot, short side.
Here's a feed out in front by Chimera, skipped across, and so it is played back along again by Brassard.
You know, Nettie, so many times kids that come from the college ranks, they slow down as the season goes on. He hasn't.
They only played 36, 40 games max probably in most college seasons.
Zuccarello led it ahead, and here comes Nash. Defended away to the corner by Matt Niskanen.
Another good play by Niskanen. Had that one to the package you showed a little bit earlier, Joe, by Niskanen.
Yeah, wonderful play. His role has changed this year from his years in Pittsburgh when he got more power play time, but he says it's been a fun challenge.
It is Kreider onside. It's again off one of the men in stripes. Fortunes of war. Brought right back up again by Glenncross and sailed wide of Talbot. 2:05 to go, first period of play. Angled on back, Schmidt a drive, and reaching for it was Brouwer. could not connect, and Kreider touched it out to San Luis, bunted over to Stepan, given to San Luis, wants to get by Carlson, but Schmidt comes over, and they tangle. Carlson flicked it behind, and it's Brouwer. And then Schmidt, and then Carlson, and then out. Hayes, the primary assist. The assist on the first goal for the Rangers was also changed to him. Hayes and Foreign. On the first one, Hayes only. On the second, the one to Miller. Centering pass fails. Trying again is Glass. Sent on around now for Dominic Moore. Wins his way along and got it to the back. Yandel across. Klein with it there. Rolled it around again. Glass wedged off by Schmidt. Hoisted along by Niskanen. Low bridge for Wilson. Applied by Yandel. Right back ahead they bring it. Gaining the zone, Dominic Moore, and that's sticked away by Holtby.
And a huge hit by Wilson on Dominic Moore, and then Taylor Glass goes over and gives him a shot. Now Moore and Wilson come together again, and Wilson down on the ice.
Glass standing over Wilson as he was shaken up seemingly on the play.
Looks like Moore is going to be the only one going to the box. Well, as Joe mentioned, that was the aftermath of the hit by Wilson on Moore. And now Dominic Moore runs right into Wilson, and that is interference.
I will tell you that Wilson's okay, because as he skated past the bench here, he kind of glided over to the Ranger side to have a few words with Matt Zuccarello and had a smile on his face, so I think he's fine.
And that situation too there, I mean, that's just not a good penalty by Dominic Moore.
There have been some bad penalties in this first period, haven't there, Eddie?
Yeah, I mean, that last one there, I mean, Moore's an experienced guy. He's one of the penalty killers for Alain Vigneault and the Rangers, but near in that situation, you gotta turn your cheek there. That's just not a time to look to get so-called even after getting lit up about 5 or 6 seconds before that.
Johansson spirited it back in near Ovechkin. Jabbed along. Johansson sends it on to Carlson. Tried to fight it through, no luck. Popped on by Nash, spun right to the front. Glove down by Girardi, swept away though by Johansson and played along back to him by Carlson. Touched on for Backstrom, but again, it is off the men in stripes. 5-man scrum, now 6. And down to the ice, Johansson, and a penalty is coming up.
McDonough was the one that had his stick up. That was a real late call. I mean, it was really late.
And then you'll see Troy Brouwer come in as well. That's Johansson first, and then you see McDonough getting his stick up on Johansson, and then Brouwer comes in with a shot as well. So McDonough will get the penalty, I believe the only one. And that puts the Rangers in a tough situation and a chance for Washington in the remaining seconds of this first period. Alain Vigneault doesn't like the call from the Ranger side.
And there is a conversation here between the two referees. Peeling off Brian Puckmara, Tom Cowell to the timekeeper's table.
And what's unusual is the New York Rangers are one of the least penalized teams in the National Hockey League. And this is just not a power play that you want to fool with, do you, Eddie, if you want to win the game?
Yeah, not at all. But go back to the penalty by Moore. I mean, that just kind of started this last little sequence here for the Rangers, and you have two of their primary penalty killers inside the box here for a good stretch of time.
On the draw, it is trickled back down in the last 10 of the period.
Heck of a job there from Stepan.
Racing back up is Ovechkin. Full head of steam. Trying to get through. Down to the ice he goes into the net. Careening there was Stahl. The net dislodged. The puck to the corner. And out of the chaos, the horn sounds.
Well, Alexander Ovechkin recognizing that there's not a lot of time. Everybody thinks he's going to shoot it right here, right? But he gets it back into the middle of the ice, and a major collision into the cage in behind Cam Talbot.
Well, that's 20 minutes, 21 shots, 12 by the Rangers. Liam, Mike, and Keith. And NHL insider Darren Drager coming up on the Lexus Intermission Report. The latest on the Leafs, Nazem Kadri, plus New York in a defensive state of mind. Sounds lyrical, doesn't it? Hagelin from Hayes and Boyce. Ovechkin on the power play from Kuznetsov and Ward. Miller from Hayes. On the Miller goal, it's 2-1 Rangers after 1. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Merrill Edge. It's investing streamlined. By Lexus and their pursuit of perfection. And by SAP. Visit NHL.com/stats with insights from SAP. Hey, let's go back in time to Dennis Pee Wee Marouk, 5'8", 165 pounds, 5 years with the Capitals, a 60-goal scorer, still holds the team record for most points in a season, 136, 34 years ago. How about Adam Graves, a 52-goal scorer with the Rangers, member of the Stanley Cup championship team, 10 years with the Rangers, a gentleman ambassador for the team and the sport. His number 9 retired along with Andy Bathgate's number 9. And almost Marouk size is Matt Zuccarello, 5'7", 179, and tenacious, and occasionally ornery.
And you know what's interesting, Doc, is that Barry Trotz said a couple of days ago in talking about the Rangers, he said Matt Zuccarello is the most underrated player in the National Hockey League. He says if you watch him closely, the way he plays, every aspect of the game he gets involved with. He's a first in on the forecheck. He'll hit anyone, despite the size that you talk about. Excellent player with the puck, unselfish as a teammate, and loved by his teammates because of his personality. Quite the statement from Barry Trotz.
A couple of valuable guys sitting in the box in this as they get the scoreboard clocks retuned for the start of the second period. There's pressure in every job, including punching those numbers, as he is doing right there. You have it right. 105 on one penalty, the one to Moore, 147 on the one to McDonough, a 5 against 3. And you certainly have to look for open ice for number 8. You know it's coming, the blast. And how much skill and speed do you have to get there, and how much courage to do something about it? Carlson, Backstrom, and Ward. And Ovechkin. Took some settling, didn't it? Carlson there again. Backstrom drifting to the blue line. Ovechkin fires, and that one deflected wide.
Yeah, they worked on their power play this morning, and Ovechkin moving to different areas of the ice. He went all the way from the left over to the other side for that shot.
He holds with lots of space per man out there. Ovechkin drifting with it. Crisscrosses with Carlson. Shoves to Backstrom. They have Brouwer set up. Side of the net play. Did not work for Joel Ward. Carlson changes places with Ovechkin. Side of the net to Ward. Across Backstrom. Oh, what a glove grab by Talbot. He's okay, isn't he?
You see Talbot shaking his head there. I think Backstrom must have said something to him after. And what a pass. Great movement. And the glove of Talbot keeps the puck out of the back of the net.
Now they're going to have a little delay here as they're going to check with the folks up in Toronto. We'll look at that. Again, it has to be definitive. You have to see the puck go over the goal line.
It didn't even look like it was that close.
I didn't think so either.
Last replay there, Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, just an incredible stop. A highlight reel save from Talbot.
While this is going on, the Caps are huddled around the coaching staff across the way.
Well, I made mention it after the chance from Nicholas Backstrom. Watch him skate over there, and he says something to him, and Talbot acknowledges it, and that's a tip of the helmet there from Backstrom.
Talbot's been quite the story. Starting his 18th game in the last 19 for the Rangers. And now, Eddie, and you've coached, you've played, you've had all the experience in this league on many different aspects. When you suddenly get thrown from number 2 to number 1, something goes through your mind, right? And so he's fought through all that, and now he's acting and playing like he deserves to be a number 1.
Let's listen.
Upon video review, the call on the ice is confirmed. There is no goal on the play.
And Joe, and to ask you, because you know the Rangers better than anybody, the Rangers are playing much better the last 5 or 6 games than they were maybe earlier when Talbot came in after Lundqvist's injury. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do
Team
agree
game,
with that.
team game.
I think they're playing the best team game they have all season.
That was the glass from Ovechkin. Backstrom across. That one was wide and came right back out of the box. Dominic Moore rushing on in with it now. Crosses and a save made by Holtby and another save made by Holtby.
Moore trying to go forehand, backhand between the legs of Holtby, and he shut it right down. That is a huge stop.
22 to go on the 5-on-4. Brouwer with it there, sent it along, but it can be played back up by Moore again. On across to Hagelin, sized up and rammed there by Ovechkin.
And that sequence is unlike Alexander Ovechkin. He had 3 great looks on that 5-on-3 and missed the net all 3 times.
Bear dropped it back along. Kuznetsov threw it back in. Chopped wide by Glenncross. Kuznetsov threw one, and that went off Talbot. Bear trying to play. Brassard prevails.
Hard play there from Kuznetsov to just get it to the front.
This is Nash. Ripped right back across. Zuccarello jabbed at one, and that was guided away by Niskanen. Laid on back again. Nash dips the shoulder and holds. Held it back in. Around it curls for Yandel. Then Klein in a shot. Oh, and that one was blocked aside. Zuccarello again. Skied for Nash. Drags it back on. Met there by Like. Sidestepped him neatly to McDonough. Out of the possession of Holtby, and it swatted right back on again. Came to the back for a keep again by McDonough. Then Zuccarello. A stick is out there and broken. A kneeling block made by Alzner. Scaled off the glass and back down. And they'll take the icing on this one.
Well, a couple of great chances, as Joe had made mention, for Alexander Ovechkin, and the miss of the net. Here comes Dominic Moore. Knows he has pressure coming from John Carlson. He tries to move one way and slide it between the legs of Braden Holtby.
A single shot for the Caps on 2 minutes and 42 seconds of power play time. 34-year-old Dominic Moore, valuable to so many teams. That one blocked away. That sounds like an odd compliment, doesn't it? Here's another drive, and that blocked away by Holtby on the try from Yandel, and this one is cleared back down, and swooping back is Wilson. Handling, though, is Talbot outside the pie slice, so everything okay. Stepan lost. Glenncross popped it across, is without a glove and regained. Dropped back on by Brouwer, hunted down there by Beagle. Here's Beagle dipping the shoulder around behind. Jay Beagle holding, got it onto the back. Gleason played it stiffly along. It's ladled back around again by Glenncross. Dragging it on is Beagle. Skipped on near Glenncross, canceled by Boyle. Moving is Brouwer. Wanted the point for a moment, decided down deep is the way to go, and Beagle there, shoved one to the front. Brouwer got it, led it onto the back, and it's Gleason. Gleason sent one, and that poked away by Yandel, and then dealt back out to center and trying to get there, and punching it out of play was Schilling. Kraft is looking for the most passionate hockey community in America. Nominate your community for a chance to host an NHL preseason game, plus $150,000 in arena upgrades. Nominations now open. Kraft Hockeyville for the love of hockey.
Good hard work and shift there for the Beagle line with Brouwer and Glenncross on either side. Rangers did a nice job of really keeping them to the outside for the most part. Really didn't get anything through to Cam Talbot.
Flicked back by Fair. Chopped on by Ward. Gotten to Ward again. Has to pivot away from Stahl. Ward nudged it behind. Peeling off with it is Chimera. Off of Hagelin, but Ward again. Ward to the back. Schmidt has to play at center. Well, what they're accomplishing is what they really want to do to try to get this game even, the Caps, right? Does that down low work?
That's where they would like to try to play. They want to work the Ranger defensemen until they played last night. Make life awfully difficult.
That was Hayes with 2 assists in the game tonight, putting it through the boot paint. And another chance is fought off and covered by Holtby.
Well, that's a beautiful save. I'm sorry, Eddie.
No, that's all right, Joe. This has been a dangerous line with Hagelin, Miller, and big Kevin Hayes in behind the net. I mean, he scored a beauty of a goal last night in Long Island against the Islanders, and there you see the strength. You can't teach size, and that's what Kevin Hayes has, the former first-round draft pick of the Chicago Blackhawks. Exercise his right to become an unrestricted free agent this summer. Had a lot of teams after him, and the Rangers got themselves a big, young center iceman with a lot of room to grow.
Zuccarello fed, and Nash had trouble with that, and then twisted a little pass that Ovechkin read and got it back out to Johansson. Dropped back in, and he fixes his knife right in there to go get it, punched it along, but then it's Zuccarello trickling it back up the boards, pinching along with Olsner, shoved onto Ovechkin. Canceled out by Girardi, took it right away, and then it's closed off by Johansson. Good tenacity by both teams as it's Olsner getting the glass with a shot. The challenge to him came from Nash. Nash tried to reach that. It's touched on by Brassard. Rescued, though, by Niskanen, and Niskanen drives behind and is able to trickle one on near Johansson. Yanked it ahead, and it's touched out as far as center by Backstrom. Laid right back across again, and offside. It was carried in by Boyle. Well, let's look at what's coming up ahead, Mr. O.
Well, tomorrow on the NHL Network, the Lightning will be visiting the Bruins, and then Saturday on NBCSN, it'll be the Canadiens and the Islanders, and then Sunday we'll be in Pittsburgh for the Red Wings and the Penguins, and then Sunday night on NBCSN, the Bruins will be here in Washington and take on the Capitals.
The Bruins have become the Bruins again, haven't they? Only one loss now in 7. Banked around once more for a little toss ahead by Wilson. Spiked down, and then Stahl steps along further. Close off there on Kuznetsov, and it wound up glancing off his shoulder later on.
Tanner Glass with a good back check there, and the hit right in front of the penalty box.
Schilling stepped into by Fost. Caps possession yet again. Banged right loose, trying for Wilson, but Stahl. Moore jammed it on back. Gleason read that one. Settled down and played back further for a little toss back in from Kuznetsov, and Fost gave it back across. Long toss ahead off Kreider, regathers and plays back in and is rammed for his trouble by Gleason. Then Wilson. Shuttled back on by Glencross. Hooks at his man Yandel, but Yandel controlled, and then it's directed back in off Kreider, but it sailed out of play. 6:32 gone, second period of play. We are, as we finish the first, Rangers 2, Capitals 1. Watch the NHL on NBC Live on your laptop, tablet, or smartphone with NBC Sports Live Extra. Download the app or go to NBCSports.com/Live Extra and watch the biggest events anywhere, anytime. Alex Ovechkin, 6 goals in his last 4. 12 in his last 12, 16 in his last 18, 29 in his last 32. He's got it going. First All-Star 6 times, maybe 7 this year. Art Ross once, Richard 4 times, Hart 3 times, 5 50-goal years. 4th time he's had 20 power play goals or more. I got a bunch more, but we really should concentrate on the game. False start, and then across. Schmidt rattled it right back in again. Pulled free by McDonough. Misfire for Klein. Dropping back St. Louis. Nice pass off the wall for Klein, and then ahead now for Stepan. Gains the zone and fires it back around the roulette wheel, and Brouwer interrupted, but could not control. Goes back for it once more, and it skipped on to Carlson. They try the other way and just trying to get it out. A good pinch by Yandel. Still they battle for inches here, and it kicked on back to Hagelin, who was watching defensively and takes the return pass off his skates and back deep. Goes after Carlson, who wheeled it back up the boards and all the way out it comes. Beagle reaching for it. Oh, what a collision there. And then a little extra coming from Alsner on Girardi.
Glenn Cross actually jumped in as soon as contact was made, and Beagle heads right to the Washington bench and down the tunnel. Just as he was getting to the puck, he touches it, and there's Girardi with the hit. So he definitely made contact with the puck, but you see he was in a position where he reached out for it, and Girardi just with the shoulder-to-shoulder hit, and down goes Beagle, and here comes Glenn Cross to help out.
And he will get a roughing minor for it.
I think Joe makes the great point. As soon as Beagle leans over, that's when the contact is made, right when that stick is on the puck. I mean, that's shoulder against shoulder.
And you had Tom Wilson and some of the Capitals saying a few words to Girardi as he came to the bench, and Girardi just said it was a good hit.
Roughing the call on Glenn Cross at 7:27. Okay, so the Rangers will try to build on the lead, their second power play opportunity of the night. Always significant when you can kill off a long 5-on-3. The Rangers have done that. But the Caps clear down on Talbot to start things out. Boyle and Yandel are the defensemen out here. Nash, Zuccarello, and Brassard. And the heart around is played by Boyle. Further by Holtby. It skipped on back to Yandel. Played it on through. Zuccarello takes over there. Filtered it across. Brassard gave it to the back. Yandel there. Shot one. It's blocked down by Niskanen. Played off Niskanen again and cleared. Back out by Brooks Light.
Brassard was trying to pass that puck over to Dan Boyle.
Yandel drifting. Brouwer menacing. A change. Like has come off. Chimera has come on. And now it is Joel Ward, a forward for the Caps penalty killers. Brassard able to give it to the back. The fake and across to Boyle, and the shot just wide of the outstretched glove hand of Holtby. Swept right to him, and he stopped that one and decided, let's wait right here. Nearing the halfway point of the penalty kill for his team.
Boy, Dan Boyle's put himself in a couple of real good spots to score some goals here tonight. Where he's the guy that had the chance right before Carl Hagelin scored the first goal of the game. He had a wide open net. Puck was shot. It was shot by Boyle and blocked by Carlson, and that last chance there he was wide open, but Brassard was just not able to get it to him.
McDonough filtered it on through. Nice grab there. Twirling to the outside step on. Shot one. Knocked down by Carlson. Tangles up there with Kreider, and it's fed back over. And Ward is able to skip one out, and it's carried right back on by Chimera. Chimera swooping along. Backhander went wide. 35 to go on the power play.
Oh, what a great chance. Great effort there from Chimera off the hustle play from Ward.
Gunna gave it on to San Luis. Reached by a couple. Fed back out. Fair takes his own pass and shunts it right back in again. And so it is Yandel turning for Stepan, and they settle it down for the last quarter minute of this man advantage. But good pursuit by Fair. My goodness. Bumping the backside of the net with Stepan, recovers, and Fair just continues to work out there before it's sent back on to Boyle and across to Yandel, who gains the zone. Yandel tries to force his way through Connaught. Niskanen there, cleared it back along and out of the box. Glenn Cross, a single shot for the Rangers on the power play, and Boyle harassed by Backstrom. Back on Yandel, skyhooks one that's past the net, and came to Kreider, and it's shut off by Holtby, and play is stopped.
Oh, that straight ahead speed there for Chris Kreider was able to get to that puck, and Braden Holtby was not able to prevent this puck off the carom, and here comes Kreider. Good chance there, simple play, and we got a face-off in the offensive zone.
And that thing right there is one of the things that Holtby has done all season long. Holtby's coming off a very difficult season last year. But this year, Mitch Korn, the new goaltending coach, he's gotten him to tighten up a little bit. He's allowed him to use his aggressive athleticism, and he's had an outstanding season.
Fed on back to center and going to get it Girardi. Holtby is 5th in goals against, 5th in wins, tied for 5th in save percentage, tied for 2nd in shutouts with 7.
Kind of where he is, where he was 2 seasons ago.
Miller tried to whack one, but it's off Backstrom, who recovers up to Ovechkin, who scurries right back out again. Ovechkin tripped up on the play, the reach by Girardi, and the play back by Miller, shoved a bit by Carlson. And Miller clutched to his face.
Penalty on Ovechkin coming up. I think he got his hands up on JT Miller along the boards.
A snarl has developed. You're watching Wednesday Night Rivalry presented by Coors Light, the night you love to well you know.
Halfway through the game, 2-1 lead. You need to make any changes with the way you're playing?
Well, I'd like us to be a little bit quicker north-south here. That way we can get through that neutral zone, use our speed a little bit more. But other than that, I mean, very competitive game. Both teams are trying real hard.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Well, Alexander Ovechkin, a high hit on JT Miller. After getting tripped up, Ovechkin takes a run and up above the shoulders there on JT Miller from Ovechkin, and a right call definitely made.
The Rangers' short-handed unit tonight has gotten 4 shots on goal. The power play in 2 prior opportunities has gotten only 1.
We consider that a bad penalty as well. The puck was already gone, and about the 3rd time tonight they mentioned a bad penalty.
9.5 to go, second period. Blasted back in by Boyle. Touched there by Holtby, and it goes all the way back down. If the Rangers win the game, we mentioned earlier they would have exclusive possession of the division lead for the first time. They would also, at least temporarily, be in a 4-way tie for the President's Trophy. The division leaders all with the same number of points if they get it. Here's a chance, and Zuccarello stumbled on a cross, and it is laid back out again.
Boy, the aggressiveness of Holtby on the rebound, coming well out of his net to stick his right pad out, and that's what ended up knocking Zuccarello to the ice.
Ryder across to Stepan, and a drive is snagged by Holtby. What a shot that came from the stick of Marty St. Louis.
Well, not a good rebound to give up by Braden Holtby on that last rush. And a good save there from Holtby. No, Zuccarello had a terrific chance of what Joe was talking about. The puck went right by him, and Holtby stuck out his right leg and tripped up Zuccarello.
Handle back, and the shot by McDonough went off a skate wide. Taken along by Carlson. Flipped along, but Stepan with it. Stepan watched there by Like. Played on back to McDonough. Turns away from Like. Bought himself a little room and played it on now for St. Louis. St. Louis likes to shoot from there, and that one was sent on for Stepan. Did not get a shot away. Kreider ripped it right back. McDonough waits and fires, and that one blocked wide. Shipped back along and sent on by Kreider. Touched by St. Louis, on back to McDonough. Has Stepan nearby. Yandel wants it. McDonough walks it and gives to Yandel. Drifting now and fed it back to St. Louis. Nice block there by him to hold it, but the pass went off McDonough and back out. 8 minutes to go in the period and a quarter minute to go on this advantage. 2 shots on goal by the Rangers on this power play. Kreider there for a third. Oh, and getting a tip of the glove on it was Holtby, and it's chased down by McDonough. 2 seconds and 1, and Ovechkin is out of the box. Hayes flipped it across. McDonough settles it down there. Drifting back with him is Yandel. Long toss goes back down, and it will be an icing call with 7:29 to go. No scoring in this period. Hagelin and Miller for the Rangers, Ovechkin for the Caps in the first.
Now, last season they tried to get Braden Holtby to play back in his net a little bit, and he had a difficult time adjusting to that style. So with about 20 games left in the regular season, he said, I got to go back to doing what I'm doing, and that's being an aggressive goaltender. He went back to that. That's a style that he's more comfortable with, and as we mentioned and talked about a little bit earlier, they were able to get him tightened up a little bit this season, and that's why his numbers are so outstanding.
Failed trigger pull there by Ovechkin, laid back out again by Hayes. Cranked right back in by Alzner and ladled back up for Hayes to play again. Alzner again and right back on for the backhand in by Backstrom. Talbot, a missed signal there. Backstrom took it away. Wanted to beat Ovechkin back up. It comes to Backstrom. Ovechkin at the front of the net. Couldn't trickle one in front because of Hayes.
McDonough thought that Talbot was going to move that puck. And then there was that miscommunication. Capitals not able to make the Rangers pay.
Here's Miller able to pull free and start in. Miller canceled out, though, by Johansson in a strong play. Punch to the outside and a shot from a bad angle is blocked. Ovechkin pivots his way through some of the traffic and waits now. Rangers spill over the boards in a change. Ovechkin obediently comes to the bench. Manned by Barry Trotz. Kuznetsov. Wilson. And then Talbot. And then Klein. Hunted down by Lyke, able to escape. Stahl plays it ahead. Back down it goes, and icing again is called.
Go back to the play. See Talbot taking a quick look. He thought McDonough maybe was going to take it. McDonough thought Talbot was going to get it and just move it to him away from the net.
You know what's interesting, Eddie, is that Talbot handles the puck much better than Henrik Lundqvist. So when he plays it, the defensemen now tend to move out to the corners and let him make a play. With Lundqvist, he doesn't handle it as well and doesn't make the type of passes that Talbot does. So it's been an adjustment.
So they have to come towards the puck pretty much all the time when Lundqvist is in there. And now they get in that mode that you're talking about, Joe, where the puck goes near the goaltender. They know they can just kind of peel off and let him be like a third defenseman.
Schilling plays it on. Lyke dropped it back. Schilling played it back in, and Talbot to get it. Guided it along into traffic, and Wilson mashed into Klein. Given around behind now. Kuznetsov trying to fight to the front. Dished it along, but it went away from Lyke, though. Wilson got there. Took the hit, fired it around. Foss turning there. Able to escape much of the runoff from Schilling, and the bouncer is near Gleason.
Heck of a job there by Foss to win that battle along the boards.
It was going to be offside, and so Wilson wanted to make sure on Moore. They haven't played in 3 months. Just kind of getting warmed up here. 2 more later in the season, 1 each place.
Well, here's Dominic Moore. This play is offside. Look at Dominic Moore. He knows it's a delayed offside, so Tom Wilson comes in and gives him a shot, ends up touching the puck off his skate, and the linesman right away says intentional offside. And now the faceoff comes all the way back to the right of Cam Talbot. I'm a big believer. If you get called for intentional offside, you should not be allowed to change.
Here's Nash with a shot that is blocked away by Alsner. Goes to work on Nash again. Looking for reinforcements. Screened off was one of them by Brassard. That was Niskanen, but racing back out with it now is Chimera. Had a spinorama move last time. Crosses and shoots. Oh, off the outside of the net. Losing his stick was Klein, but taking the puck is Zuccarello. Moving back up with Brassard, and Nash tried to filter it through, could not. Chimera there. Nice pass ahead now to Fair. Played it along, and Ward there. Onside play. Battles further. Shakes it back in. Chimera right there near the end of his shift. Goes after Klein, and then Ward walls him as it's kicked back by Kreider to Brassard and returned to Kreider. Boston College product goes after this one along with Schmidt. It's handed back on to Carlson. Led back to center and punched across by Brouwer. The bouncer was away from San Luis. Under 4.5 to go in the period. Kept by Stepan. Stepan brushed it over. Kreider a shot. Geared away by Holtby, and right back up they come.
Good play by Schmidt to lift up the sick of St. Louis.
Chopped on by Schmidt. Loose puck is moved for and then swept right back along again by Kreider. Battled for behind it. Stepan peeling off. Fed one. Oh, and it was just away from the breaking Boyle. And then rattled on around by Stahl. San Luis fed. Oh, and it ricocheted off of Stepan. Carried right back out again by Glencross and handed across for a shot that is waffle boarded away to the corner by Talbot. And Schmidt, the guy who took it, comes to the bench for a change. Meanwhile, shouldered there was J.T. Miller. Gleason stepped right in front and nudged it on to Ovechkin, who marches on. Slams on the brakes. Grounded there by Hayes, and it's played back around behind for Girardi. Led one that was tipped back up to Hagelin by Backstrom. And Hagelin goes moving after it with Schilling. Peels off and nudges one, but Ovechkin can bring it back up. Goes to work on Girardi. Crosses over, tries to escape. Peels off and then holds and sent one in front that was spiked away to the corner by Backstrom. Backstrom again tried for Ovechkin. Interceding though was Miller. He's able to pull his way out as far as center and get some help from McDonough.
Nice defensive coverage there by Miller on Ovechkin. There's only been one shift 5-on-5 that Ovechkin's been on the ice without McDonough or Girardi being on the ice through 2 periods of play.
Now, Samuelsson on the bench for the Rangers is really doing a good job of getting both Girardi and McDonough on the ice, sometimes not together, but just to make sure at least one of them is out there when Ovechkin is on the ice.
He has had one shot on goal, and that was the goal for the Caps. Previous 3 games, 22. Wilson brings this right back ahead. Drifting with it now and matched by Klein. It's sent back around and Alzner pivots in. Drops it on back and a hurried rescue there came from Kuznetsov, but no, a delayed offside now. And so the Caps will take this opportunity to get a change at the bench of defensemen. And back down for an icing.
Now the Rangers talk about it's not just Girardi and McDonough, but you need help against Ovechkin. And look at the speed coming from behind of 62, Carl Hagelin. So Girardi stands up, gets a little help from McDonough, but Hagelin comes all the way back and puts enough pressure on Ovechkin so he can't get a shot and just simply tries to get the puck to the front of the net. That's one of the reasons why he's having trouble getting shots.
Punched on through and grabbed off. And the Rangers outlet from Yandel on up. Played carefully back in. Washington with a single shot on goal in the last 11:30 of playing time. Just one. Sent back across to Ovechkin. And well wide, it hops free for McDonough. Closed off by Backstrom. One-handed it along. Ovechkin burrowed in after it. Wants to step away. McDonough went down and they continued to test, and Backstrom got a little space to play it further, but McDonough quickly closed that up and then handed it up for Brassard to connect with Zuccarello. On a cross, it's knifed away. No Norwegian-born NHLer has played more games as of tonight than Matt Zuccarello. Swept along by McDonough, trying to clear out, but no luck from Brassard. Out-dueled there by Fair. Fair slogs along, backhander into the glove of Talbot. What work done by earlier Chimera, and this time Fair.
We go back to a play by Keith Yandel. Here's Yandel. The Rangers are going to be able to win the face-up, but this is what the Rangers are getting, an experienced guy like Keith Yandel. Watch. Getting a little bit of pressure, holds on, not going to make any quick pass, takes a quick look, and the Rangers are able to exit the zone. Adding to the back end with McDonough, Girardi, Stahl, Klein. Boyle has had a terrific game here tonight, in my opinion. A guy like Keith Yandel can certainly make plays like that, and forwards love playing with guys like that, can make passes tape to tape and get you out of the zone.
Makes it look easy, doesn't it?
Sure it does.
I think Boyle's had less pressure on him since the trade, since Yandel was acquired, and he's just kind of been able to settle in. That top 6 has been very good.
15-year man after 4 years at Miami University. Off the outside on the try by Joel Ward, so he'll circle with it now, but then lost it for Kreider and across to San Luis. For the last 35 of the period, San Luis shakes it in and goes right in after. Swept around for Kreider. Stood up there by Niskanen. Reaching in is Ward. Kreider able to pull his way around pretty well. Oh, and Boyle, a shot that missed the net.
It's just a matter of time before Dan Boyle finds the back of the net. He put himself in 3 or 4 8-plus chances here tonight.
San Luis tried to center, no luck. Another one swatted on a cross by Glenn Cross. Tries to get there. Hayes left it behind, and it's good to see Beagle out there again after he was shaken up earlier in the period. And that'll do it for the period.
You see Dan Boyle shaking his head. I mean, the puck has been finding him in the offensive zone. Great hustle here by Chris Kreider. Finds Boyle, who finds that soft little spot there, and I think that puck was on edge when he let it go. But if Dan Boyle keeps going to those areas of the ice, eventually he's going to get rewarded.
12 shots to 4 Rangers in that period, 24-13 so far in the game. Liam, Mike, and Keith coming up on the Discover Card Intermission Report. They've got the Rangers showing toughness on rivalry night, plus precious points on the line for the Flames against the Ducks. in Calgary. It's where they have the big flame going up underneath the roof there. Flaming duck, never mind. Anyway, 2-1 Rangers after 2. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by the Discover It card. It's a game changer. By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer. 2-1 Rangers going into the third. When the two teams last met, Rick Nash had 2 goals, or was it 3? December 23rd, it was decided Marty St. Louis got this goal. The next day, Christmas Eve, they reviewed it and gave Rick Nash a hat trick. No hats were thrown a day later. That was December 2014. In December 1970, at a game between Pittsburgh and Detroit, a Detroit player put the puck in his own net. It was erroneously awarded to the Penguin closest to the puck. The next day, they determined it was supposed to go to the last Penguin to touch it. That was a hat trick a day late for Rangers general manager Glenn Sather. History does occasionally repeat itself.
Like he was smirking after he got that hat trick there.
No hats for that one either, and that was his one career hat trick. That one thrown on goal, and Talbot stopped it and then got the glove down on it, and play is stopped. Your thoughts going into the third period here, Joe?
You know, Doc, I was just thinking about Glenn Sather. First of all, he had that smirk Eddie back in the day when you could still get bonuses. And meanwhile, I think what's interesting for this third period is you've got the Rangers playing their third game in 4 nights. They had that emotional game last night against the Islanders, and Washington has continued to try and play physical in this game. The question is, have they worn them down enough to get somewhat of an edge in this third period?
And they got to find a way to generate more shots. 14 shots against the Rangers. 13 going into this period. Not good enough for the Capitals offensively.
Only 4 in the second. Here's Alsner with a shot that sailed wide and is pitched along by Talbot. Retrieved by Backstrom. Skied off the short glass. Kreider had to go for it. So did McDonough. Gave it up, though, and it's drubbed right back in again. Niskanen did that. McDonough does this. And a second time. Doesn't work. Backstrom touched it across, and now it's finessed on through. And St. Louis can delay and fling it back in. Bounces over to the Niskanen corner. He's been everywhere, hasn't he? Touched on a cross, and Ovechkin leaves it. Only 1 shot on goal for Alex Ovechkin. Twice this year, he has had 10 shots. Twice this year, he has been limited to just 1. Curling back with this now is Hayes. Hayes, nice side straddle move, trying to fight his way through. Got there, hooked around into the net. The net is dislodged, and play is stopped.
And Doc, you know, Alexander Ovechkin, and Eddie, you're just talking about the number of shots. He just came back to the bench and grunted his frustration after losing the puck there at the blue line, and then the Rangers came the other way with Kevin Hayes. But it's been a frustrating night for him, trying to find ways at even strength to get shots. Not much has been there.
No, go back to the start of that second period, Joe, when the Capitals had that 5-on-3 for $1.15, and you pointed it out perfectly right away that 3 of the chances that he had, he missed the net.
This one goes back down. There's no icing on this. Fair rushes in on Boyle. Fair canceled him out and got it. Fed a little pass out in front. Hurried shot there by Schmidt. Came back. Another try, and that one popped up high, and Schmidt is able to grab and turn. And Schmidt gave it across. Carlson, a blast. Save made by Talbot is right on the doorstep. Was fair. Touched right back across. Schmidt able to crank it back in. Around it goes now. Ricocheted off Glenncross and came to Tanner Glass, and Glass gave it up to Schmidt. Schmidt able to wrist it right back in again, and then Talbot stopped it behind and hurries it along.
What a great effort by Foss on Schmidt there, that last sequence for the Capitals. Outstanding effort by Foss defensively.
Across for a shot. Oh, and that light drive was tipped away by Talbot. Caps are generating a lot more. Here's a shot that went wide from Gleason.
Glass just got a piece of that shot. Meanwhile, Glass has been on the ice a long time, as has Foss. Now Glass makes the change.
Schmidt marching right back again, handing it on. It's Wilson trying to center, and it's skittered along and can be carried back out again by Brassard. Moving up with Nash. Wrist one that is guided away by Holtby. Chipped along by Niskanen. Taken there by Gleason. Handed on to Like and given up at center. From Stahl to Klein to Stahl. And laid back through, and Niskanen has it. 2 3/4 minutes played here in the third period. Caps with 3 shots this period after having 4 in the entire second. Walk back on by Niskanen. That one came to Johansson. Fed one back, kicked across by Ovechkin. Backstrom tried to play it in front, and a sliding block made there by McDonough. Backstrom bodied by McDonough. Back to Niskanen a shot, and that one went wide as tipping was Ovechkin, and taking is Kreider.
Oh, what a surge here by the home team.
Zuccarello plays it back in. Stepan moves back for that, but it's Holtby twisting it back along to Alsner. Safe play off the boards, taken back to center. Johansson was run off. Looked for some help, and it wound up going out of play.
Well, we talked about Jesper Fast, the defensive play. Shot block there from our Wendy's Robo came. He stays right with it, and then a kick save and a beauty. Nobody knew where the puck was and went right back to Schmidt.
Eddie, you've seen him before in this league. He's one of these young Swedish kids that comes over, and the one thing they do automatically and know how to play is defensively. And so there's automatically a lot of trust by coaches with these young Swedish players. And now Fast starting to play a little bit more physical, starting to get a little bit more involved in the offense.
Yeah, much more confident too. And there's nothing better than for a young player. Coaches can tell you all you want and show you the video, but once they open up that door and they keep throwing you out there, that's where you really gain some traction.
This is Ward. Delays. Fed one in front. The shot shanked wide.
Good chance there for Chimera.
Second effort by Schilling. Still scraps it along, and it's settled down by Stahl and handed across to Boyle, and he bangs it back out. Hagelin whacked it on further, and the Caps again chase. Rangers with no shots in this period thus far. That one sent down and bounces right back out for an icing call.
Well, quick developing play below the goal line for the Washington Capitals, and Jason Chimera's had a couple of good opportunities in this game. Joel Ward, great patience, throws it back the other way, and a right pad save there from Talbot.
Yeah, this is a line that generally plays against the other team's top lines, but now I think for Barry Trotz, and you mentioned that they got to find a way to get more chances. I think he's just starting to try to roll these lines quickly, try to go after the Rangers, try to wear them down a little bit. It's an excellent shift by Chimera to start that.
This is Klein, hands it across. Yandel angled one off the boards, grabbed there and sped back to Klein by Kreider. Klein steps free and shot one, fought off by Holtby, and started back out by Kuznetsov. A shift change for the Caps. Flings one wide, goes driving after it. Backhander is sticked away by Talbot. Guided on a cross, and it ricocheted to Wilson. Oh, off like stick in front. Regathers and swirls right from behind. Set it up for Alsner, and he just missed the far post. Niskanen grabs it center, lays it back along. Like delays, had it stolen away by St. Louis. Moving back into Kreider, delays and twists back in for St. Louis. Allows it to go, and Wilson is there. Cross-bodied by Moore. Back to Wilson yet again. Floats this one that goes back down. Taken short of icing by Boyle, and Boyle with a long toss that's directed back in by Dominic Moore. Gleason back to play. Closed off, but mostly Glass got Fox. And again through. Kept by McDonough, and that one fell Gleason. Just shook him up a bit, but he's fine. Back on to Backstrom, and Backstrom to Gleason. Settled that down and marched on, and laid it back in. Talbot reversed it through Gleason, near Johansson, but Fast. Then up the board, pinching his Backstrom. Got it, through one, that's directed up and around. And Glass sends it back down, and it will go for another icing. 14:07 to go in the third. Still 2-1 in favor of the Rangers. Saturday at 12 a.m. Eastern, Formula One returns to NBCSN for a brand new season. Racing's royalty depart on another world tour. The Australian Grand Prix, live Saturday at 12 a.m. Eastern on NBCSN. An encore presentation Sunday at 4 p.m.
At some point, you got to think Barry Trotz is going to try to get Ovechkin away from Girardi and McDonough at some point, because the Rangers, as Joe picked up on earlier, they pretty much had their way. They've been able to get that matchup, and I think that just at one time when you can get Ovechkin on the ice when those two guys are not, could be the difference in this game.
And Eddie, just as you were saying that, quick change again for the Rangers defense. Girardi, McDonough to the bench for a quick change. Stahl and Boyle on the ice.
Dude, this is where you got to get your winger off the ice now. As soon as that happens, and yeah, maybe your lines get a little bit out of whack, but get number 8 on the ice when those guys are not. It might be the difference in this game.
Brought on by Nash. Blockered away by Holtby. Played on by Brouwer, settled down by Brassard, tipped in by Zuccarello, and regathered by Niskanen. And then along now to Brouwer, shifting to offense. Here come the Caps. Wedged back along, and a try by Chimera. Got tangled up at the line, but it's an onside play. Drifting, it's fed right wide of the goal. Chimera with it, centered one, battled for by Ward, and popped on, and could not be kept by Alzner as he was turning. Rolled back in again by Hagelin, and pushed back behind. 7 minutes have been played in the third. The probing continues. Caps trying to tie it up. Centering pass is cut aside. That was Hayes back deep, then Stahl. It's whacked over and just ricochets along for Ward. Walled there by Stahl, and more jostling. A man's game being played on the boards here. Back to Gleason. Swept it across, and a shot by Schilling was wide. Taken along to the outside by Chimera. His shot sticked away by Talbot. Kept alive by Gleason. Back down deep where they've done well before. Kuznetsov couldn't come up with that. Hayes can. And Hayes shoved it back off, and it's lobbed back in by Hagelin.
And Ovechkin comes to the ice, and now Girardi and McDonough right back on. He wasn't out there for more than about 7 seconds before the change.
Brought back ahead by Stepan. Shooting, and it's turned aside by Holtby. Gathered in as we start to go end to end here. Schmidt, and then Johansson, and offside are the Caps. 11:57 to go, third period of play. Critical game here in the bumpy home stretch, 2-1 Rangers. Let's take a look at Alex Ovechkin in our player profile with insights from SAP. Primary points leaders. This is goals plus primary assists equals primary points. Ovechkin with a lead on Rick Nash, Steven Stamkos, Tyler Seguin, John Tavares. Dominates all of it, doesn't he?
Yeah, 36 of those primary points have come via the specialty teams, with 20 power play goals and those 9 primary power play assists.
McDonough, but off of Girardi, who recovered pretty well. Though Backstrom got it to Ovechkin, and a steaming shot was wide.
6th missed shot by Alexander Ovechkin in this game. Oh, that's a quality chance there, moving one way. Talbot would look like he was a little deep in his net and just missed to the short side. Walking off the wall, here comes Ovechkin. He's almost right in the middle of the blue paint. And as we've heard it before, Joe, you can't score unless you put it on net. And I think for Alexander Ovechkin now, for as great as a goal scorer he is, sometimes you just got to put your head down and fire right for the center of the net, a la the great Mike Bossy, who made shoot between goaltenders' legs a very common thing nowadays.
This has been a frustrating night for him. I mean, when he missed that shot, Eddie, as you were talking about it, he looked up to the heavens and then shaking his head on the way to the bench, and then continued that when he got on the bench.
And when that happens, you just got to shoot for the middle of the net.
329 shots leading the league in that department. Kreider tried to get through. Not a chance. Niskanen outlets right back ahead, carried on by Glenncross. Curtis Glenncross couldn't get by, and Klein touched it for Yandel, delays, and rifles one ahead that's chipped on back to center.
Another good patient play there from Yandel behind the net. That one hit Kuznetsov. Carlson was trying to dump the puck in and then hit 92 in red right at the blue line, and he slams his stick as he exits the ice right in front of Joe.
Didn't miss me by much.
Klein moves back in, shoved a bit by Ward. And trickled around, and reading this one is Gleason. Gleason popped it back along. Stahl there, jostled by Ward. Stepped free and got it behind Ovechkin. Shot, and that blocked away by Talbot. Ovechkin again, canceled out by Klein. So this time they're not out against him. To the back, Schilling a shot, and that one cut off and sent right back out again by Fost. And now spilling over the boards, guess who?
Different line mates, Doc, too.
Here's Ovechkin turning. Jammed one, side of the net, held by Talbot, and play again is stopped.
Good job there by the Capitals coaching staff. Barry Trotz, as Joe alluded to, a little bit of a different look for Alexander Ovechkin, getting him another opportunity, coming right back on the ice, trying to change it up. Walked in behind the net, waited. Look at that, puck is on edge. That puck rolled on Alexander Ovechkin right before he was going to shoot the puck. So a lot harder to handle and do exactly and put it where you want. But a good stop there from Cam Talbot.
So he rests, readying another assault. Talbot's idol was Patrick Waugh. His first ever shutout was at Bell Center in Montreal. Icing is called. 10:03 to go, third period of play, and the Rangers lead the Capitals 2-1.
This is where you get Ovechkin on the ice right now. This is where you put him out here. You got an offensive zone face-off. McDonough and Girardi are not on the ice. Yeah, he may be a little bit tired, but this is an opportunity to win a face-off and get the puck towards the net. These are the opportunities. You don't get a lot of them.
And face-offs have been a problem for the Rangers, Eddie, all season long.
You see the cat-and-mouse game. Joe touched on it perfectly early in this game.
Alzner pivots with it now. Canceled out. Is there coverage? No, it's swept away from Laich and will be regathered by Niskanen.
I think he might have been looking over his shoulder there, Joe, when we showed him there with that last faceoff coming in the offensive zone. I think he was hoping for a little eye contact with his coach and give him the nod to get him out on the ice.
Yeah, well, Barry Trotz was looking down that way for sure.
Good stand-up play made by Niskanen, but this one kicked on back now, and Alzner sails it back in. You guys pointed it out early, and Niskanen has certainly earned his bread tonight the way he's been playing. A steal, Ovechkin, save, rebound, oh, it wouldn't go, another try by Ovechkin is wide. Swept around in front, it ricocheted off Ovechkin, chased down by Hagelin, who pivots away from Brooks Laich.
I think Boyle saved the goal there with Ovechkin's second chance.
Stepping ahead is Hagelin, delays, fakes, shot one that's blockered away by Holtby and given along now to Schmidt.
Ovechkin knocked that puck out of midair before getting the chance.
Ovechkin again, got it on a cross, save made by Talbot. You can take a bunch of picks of chances that would not work because of Talbot. 2-1 his team. Sad to learn that Jay Beagle upper body will not return because of the hit by Dan Girardi.
We just saw Alexander Ovechkin, and he's had some good looks. That one on the power play off the stick of Fost, taking a puck harder than at the end of the first period. Anywhere he's been, there's been a Ranger pretty much all night long. Here in the third period, he's had a little bit more time here. What a chance, what a save, and then Boyle denies a second chance opportunity with Talbot out of the net.
And a quick change. The two defensemen, McDonough, Girardi, they look to the bench. They said, come on, let's make a change. Away they go.
8.5 to go. 2-1 Rangers. 6 scoring chances in the third period, all by Washington. Hayes back in. Holtby decides not to go for it. Carlson popped it on off Hayes. Sent along further, shunted into traffic by Glencross. Duels there with Klein. Fed it further and got it back again. Yanked a little pass that's grabbed off by Brouwer. Cannot hoist it out. Good stick by Miller. And returning with it now is Schmidt.
Good
fire wagon change. Up to Kuznetsov, delays, and shot one, blocked in front by Talbot, and put off Kuznetsov to center.
Hard play there by Kuznetsov, and right before that, a real good hard work and shift there by the Hayes, Hagelin, Miller line again. Been all the offense here for the Rangers tonight. There's Kuznetsov, wait. allowing Alexander Ovechkin to get to the front of the net, and that cat-mousing game is in full effect now, Joe, because you've seen Ovechkin get on the ice a couple of times without the big guys on the back end.
Yeah, he had just come on the ice, Eddie, and then that's good luck actually for the Rangers on the hand pass whistle. That allows the Rangers to make the change with McDonough and Girardi back on the ice.
Alzner staggers down, tries to reach Zuccarello in there. The two go down. Meanwhile, more jostling. It is Niskanen. Defense to offense, looks ahead and sails a pass out, slowed by Backstrom, taken by Ovechkin. Ovechkin twists to Backstrom. Backstrom with a shot, grabbed and held by Talbot.
Backstrom was looking for Johansson, and Nicholas Backstrom been out the last handful of days under the weather. As head coach Barry Trotz told us he wasn't sure how much he was going to have in the tank here tonight. Just not being on the ice.
Yeah, 4 days off the ice for Backstrom, and again, as of this morning when they had their skate and everyone was out, he was not. They weren't sure if he'd be able to make it tonight or not.
I talked to general manager Ryan McClellan. He's a terrific guy and doing a wonderful job as a first-year general manager here with the Capitals. He told me a little bit of IV going on for Backstrom this morning and right before the game here tonight.
Here's Tanner Glass burrowing in, got it behind Moore, slipped it in front, but Gleason was there, and along to Ward. Looks ahead for Fair, bangs it around, hoping to get him, but instead it's Talbot flicking it further. And then it came over for Fair, and that shot would not go.
That hit Klein right in front of the net, Doc, with Jason Chimera right around Talbot.
Along with this is Stahl, shakes it behind, and Klein turns and sends one high and back down, and it will be waved off. A good shuffleboard move for Klein. Tipped along and back down, and this one goes wide, and stepping out is Talbot to set it up. 6.5 to go. Rangers win. They will be first in the Metropolitan. First time they will have had it to themselves this year. The Islanders in Pittsburgh have been unable to give it up to them because they're unwilling. Here's a shot that winds up going around behind, taken over now, and angled back up. It's guided back out by Kuznetsov, who will get there. It winds up being an offside play as Brooks Laich stepped in.
You expect the Capital defensemen to be a little bit more aggressive in the offensive zone. We saw it at the start of this period. You saw Gleason in on a rush. Niskanen, as you mentioned, Doc, has been everywhere here tonight. He's had a terrific game. You would anticipate him to be more aggressive along the boards. You're not necessarily, it's way too early to take chances and pinch in and keep plays alive, but certainly if there's an opportunity there and you have a little bit of support, you're going to try to play 200 feet away from your goaltender.
Yeah, and that's where they really miss Mike Green, don't they,
yeah.
Eddie?
Yeah, another wave aspect.
Yeah, he's had a relatively injury-free season, but has to miss this one with an upper body injury.
Good challenge there on Carlson. Hagelin, a spirited guy, as you saw at the faceoff circle with Wilson a second ago. Kuznetsov into the glove of Talbot, and play again is stopped. 5:52 to go, third period. Some snarl here, but still, since the first period, 2-1 Rangers. Time now for Inside the Glass. Here's Joe.
Okay, Doc, when Henrik Lundqvist went down, there were a lot of nervous people, but they've gone 12-2 and 3 since, largely because of this man right here, Cam Talbot, playing in his 17th of the last 18 games for the Rangers. And again tonight, after coming off a wonderful performance last night, he has been spectacular. Pad saves, glove saves, second saves. He's done it all again in this one.
McKenzie, go ahead.
Sorry, Doc. No, that's saved by Talbot on Johansson on that power play. Just a tremendous glove save.
The Ovechkin pass is cut by Kreider and steamed right back down. 5:45 to go. And fed back all the way to the point. McDonough dropped it back in. Stepan there. Pursued by Backstrom. And popped back along. Then Ovechkin. Outletted to the turning Johansson, and on across to Carlson. Had trouble with it in his feet. And pumped back on to Stepan. As a man breaking St. Louis and fired one that had to be covered by Holtby. Play stopped with 5:18 to go in the third, and it's a one-goal game still. We're just mentioning Mackenzie Skapski played that one game that Talbot did not, and he won that one. A 1.00 goal against average, and many of you in New York know this. He was born the day after Eddie and all the guys won the championship in '94. Time has passed.
Too fast, by the way.
Rings still glisten,
or I should say too fast.
Here's Boyle. Boyle cranking one, nobody in particular, and so it is Ward. So 5:05 to go in the third period as Niskanen touches on and Fair brings it ahead. Has Chimera nearby. Fair controlling to the outside. Dropped it back in. Niskanen in deep to play it. Wheels on and shoots one into the catching glove of Talbot. How he ever saw it with all that humanity is beyond us.
Yeah, Joel Ward standing right in front of the net. Matt Niskanen jumped into the play there after starting it and circles around. He's looking. He goes, you know what, I'm just going to fire it right towards the net. And when you're in a zone, that puck looks like a beach ball, and Cam Talbot is certainly finding it in a big way for the Rangers, especially here in the third period, because the Capitals have had the way better of the play, without a doubt.
And for those of you wondering, he would have become an unrestricted free agent, but he signed a one-year contract with the Rangers back a couple of months ago.
It is Playteless to the smirk of Sather. Along it comes now for Kuznetsov in front. Oh, and it was chopped away, and a good reach there by Talbot, as reaching for it was Glencross. Niskanen swats it across. Alsner with it there. These guys have played a lot of time for the Caps defense tonight, and they will retreat to play again. I think they've both been terrific in a tight-fisted kind of game. 30 shots to 26 Rangers. Long pass ahead, directed on by Glencross. Retrieved by Kuznetsov. Oh, and a blast! Ricocheted off the glass and rattled all the way back out. Carlson touched it over, and Gleason is able to sail it right back in, but it caught the mesh. And so play is stopped.
A little bit of a hook there by Boyle on Kuznetsov as he entered the offensive zone and went to take that big shot. Kuznetsov did a nice job of getting wide and throwing that puck towards Talbot.
And again, because of the whistle, Ovechkin had just stepped on the ice. That allows McDonough and Girardi to come off the bench and be on the ice against Ovechkin with under 4 minutes to play.
Brought ahead by Johansson, drop back. Carlson, a save made by Talbot. More pounding away by the Capitals. 6 shots this period for the Rangers, 14 for Washington.
Well, I made mention a little bit earlier the chance for Kuznetsov right before this. And here's the quick drop pass. John Carlson, defenseman, jumping into the play. Easy stop there for Talbot. Nobody in front of the Ranger goaltender.
Out of picture range, it is Ovechkin in the shooting hole, hoping Backstrom can win it from Bassard. Kicked on back, he'll have to get it at center ice. 3:45 to go. Niskanen able to bring it right back in and control. Niskanen guides it around behind. McDonough tapped it ahead, and it flew out of play. And it was on a deflection, and so there is no penalty here. We should mention Tyson Nash, Martin Rucinski, Bob Plager, Nils Ekman, Paul Bissonnette, Bill Holder, Michael Hanzus, Tom Gorentz, Lucas Krychek, Bill LeCain, Ken Baumgartner, who had 2,244 minutes in penalties, is 49. There were probably some guys that wanted to at least injure him before he got to this age, but did not get the chance. Offensive zone face-off for the Capitals coming up. Led on to the back, and it is on to the back for Niskanen. Oh, and a stop by Talbot, and a big pile up there in front. Just getting up from it is Chimera, and here's Alsner. To the outside, now it is brought by Fair. Caps continue to warm to the task here. It's thrown off the boards, Niskanen. Gotten by Chimera, fed back in front, canceled out by Dominic Moore, and swept, and Alsner flipped, but it is Hayes, and then spiked onto Chimera, and back in again. Here's Stahl. There's Hagelin. 3:05 to go. No icing. Alsner away from Hayes. Fed one on through, that's dragged back in. Wilson there. Chopped away, trying to follow up as Brooks Light. Turned back out again by Stepan, but retrieved by Carlson. Right back in it goes again. Run off was Girardi by Like. Then along to Wilson. Reached by Like. Closed off by Girardi. Like again. Got it to the back. Carlson dropped it across an intercept. And here races Kreider. Moving on in. Side of the net. They score! San Luis! 3-1 in favor of the Rangers with 2:27 to go.
Well, this starts with the Rangers in their own zone. Girardi to the corner. The intercept on the pass, and no one's going to catch Kreider with his speed. And Marty St. Louis just goes to the other side. And a perfect little pass and tap in for St. Louis.
Watch the anticipation right here of Chris Kreider. That puck's going to move up the right wing boards. Watch this. He knows the puck's going all the way over. And now he's off to the races. Straight ahead hockey. 2-on-0. St. Louis is not going to miss that chance. Just the anticipation and that breakaway speed from Chris Kreider created that whole play. He made 2 really good defensive plays on that last shift.
First chance of the period for the Rangers. And already Holtby was going to come out. Take that chance to get 2 by pulling the goaltender before 2 minutes remained. Kreider the lone assist on San Luis 19th. He won a scoring championship in his 20s and another in his 30s. They say that goal scorers often dry up by the time they get to 35. John Busick got 50 once at 35. And this guy won a scoring championship. Rattled back in, and here comes Holtby to the bench. Hopping over the boards is Ward. But the feed comes on for Nash to tuck out to center, and Ovechkin swoops to play it right back in. Grabbed by Talbot, settled down there, flung off the glass, settled down there by Nash, fed back across Zuccarello. The net empty, Zuccarello flips, grabbed and settled back down again by Ovechkin and laid back over, but not an errant pass could be made there, and so it is played right back in again to Backstrom. Brought right back up again by Backstrom, and he wrists one that went off of Hagelin back in. Carlson tries to play. Sent around behind. Girardi can't get it. Filtered back now for Brouwer, and a back pass is cut off and started back out again. Brassard laid it on a cross. Hagelin hit the post. 1:25 to go, and the deficit for the Capitals is 2. Ward sent it over. Ovechkin fighting his way out to center. Got it back onto Glenn Cross, shunted it back in, and goes burrowing in after it. Ties up there, and it's sent back up the boards. Slowed down a bit. Worked on by Fost. Popped on out to center. Hagelin going back. Carlson able to take over. To the final minute of the third period. The deficit still 2 for the Caps, and a feed in front. Paddled away by Talbot, away from the reach of Kuznetsov, who steps into Stahl. Floated back off, and it's fair. Throwing one that's blocked back down. Tries again, can't get through with it. Hoisted back out again by Dominic Moore at center. Ovechkin holds there and slings it back in, and that one hurt Klein. Here's Fair and a save, Talbot, and another play in front that is blocked by Klein and held by Talbot. My goodness.
Kevin Klein is shaken up. Got an issue with his left arm. Oh, we saw 1-2-0 a couple of minutes ago, and that's what happened. That hit Klein, and that's where he was struggling. And a good stop again from Talbot off of Fair. Jim Ramsey, the terrific head medical man for the Rangers, looking after Kevin Klein.
Well, what a season Kevin Klein has had. Earlier in the season when the Rangers had some injuries on defense, McDonough being one of those, Boyle being another. Kevin Klein stepped up, increased his minutes, is on a pace, has 9 goals on the season, which is 5 more than he's ever had in a single season. He's been one of the really good players for the Rangers all season long, and they have to hope that that's nothing serious.
Opie Samuelson probably would like to throw one of those old shoulders into somebody out there if he could. But
it would be more than just a shoulder.
Yes, well, he's succeeded in dressing up very well in a business suit and helping them out down at the bench there. giving them that defensive play that is so necessary. And here is Backstrom. As Ovechkin, you can see number 8. Just at about 7 o'clock behind him.
It comes directly to him. He'll have two options. One, to put it, shoot it himself or slide it right over to Johansson for a one-timer.
Encroachment on the part of both Ward and Moore. They need to get 2 and 37.6. Cranked on around by McDonough. Gotten and swept back in. It pinballed around and Ward gave it up to Moore, and then it is Niskanen at center. Tried to filter it on through, could not. Chopped away by Fost, and so Backstrom must go back. They got to hurry now. 20 seconds to go. Rangers leading 3-1. Given on across to Niskanen. Lifted back in by Johansson, settled down by McDonough, and he just waits. Across to Girardi. Girardi sent it off the shoulder of Backstrom, settled down by Niskanen, and the Rangers, for the first time this year, are leading the Metropolitan Division. And are co-leaders for the President's Trophy with Montreal, Nashville, and Anaheim, which is playing still. The final score in the game. The New York Rangers 3, the Washington Capitals 1. 12-1-2 in the last 15. Only one regulation loss for the guys from New York. Thanks for watching Wednesday Night Rivalry presented by Coors Light. Again, the final score, Rangers 3 and the Capitals 1. For Eddie Olczyk and Joe Micheletti, Mike Emmerich saying so long from Washington, D.C. Now stay tuned for NHL Overtime. Liam, Mike, and Keith coming up for you right after these messages. Good night all.